and lava lamplights. Nostalgia Mania, let your memories fly. Toys R Us tears in a surge soda high. From hair gel spikes to butterfly clips, we're bringing it back. No skips, just hits. Nostalgia Mania, come take the trip.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into episode 44 of Nostalgia Mania, the show that takes you back to the legendary movies and wrestling of the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. I am your host, the real Josh Elliott. This is my co-host, Bryan J. Baby! What's going on, man?
Not a whole lot. Just relaxing after the weekend now.
It's been a wild weekend.
It
What
has.
did you do this weekend?
Well, I was in Omaha until Friday. Drove home Friday about 1:30-ish. And Friday was actually my birthday. So I spent time with the family Friday night. Both boys got me a cookie cake. So had 2 cookie cakes.
Nice.
Had dinner. We watched Happy Gilmore 2. Hilarious, by the way. If you haven't seen it yet.
I have not, man. I've been meaning to.
Highly recommend watching that. Saturday went with my parents and had a little party Saturday night. And then capped it off with a new dinner theater on Sunday. So.
And you went to watch Clue at the dinner theater.
Clue, yes. Amazing.
Awesome.
It was an amazing performance. That's
awesome. I might have to talk to Megan and try to do some finagling to get somebody. I know they're sold out, but I need to get some tickets because that sounded fun.
Yeah, you're going to have to buy them secondhand market, but I would highly recommend it.
Nice. Good deal. Well, happy late birthday, if I did not say it before. Castle of Glass in the house on the Twitch page. Alyssa, I believe. Sorry, I get their Twitch handles don't say their name, so I can't remember if it's Alyssa or Autumn. I'm pretty sure it's Alyssa. Appreciate you for tuning in. Man, today's episode is going to be fun, man. We're going back. We're searching for D.B. Cooper and all of his money as we follow 3 friends. I got the screenshot here. 3 friends as they kind of travel up a raging river, up a mountain, through the woods, on an absolutely hilarious adventure. And when I say hilarious, I'm talking like when I rewatch this, like I was laughing the entire movie. And I had forgotten how funny this one was.
There was a lot of throwbacks. And as you had mentioned to me through your rewatch, there's kind of a theme going right now. This is the adult Goonies.
Yeah. As I'm watching through this, I'm like, because we just did the Goonies last week. Mm-hmm. And all this is virtually the same concept, just with adults. And
yes, love it.
Yeah, it's awesome. And before we jump into this, man, like I said, I was laughing the entire movie. I had forgotten how funny and how good this movie was. This might be, I think for sure, in my opinion, top 10 comedies and favorite comedies for me, and could, if I had to sit there and rank it, could be in the top 5 for me.
It's really good. I don't know if I'd put it that high personally, but yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Definitely worth a rewatch or 2.
100%. 100%. If you guys have not seen this, if you guys are watching, have not seen Without a Paddle, do yourself a favor and go check it out. And then if you want to, if you're listening to us on the podcast platform, just push pause, go watch the movie, and then come back and listen to our show, kind of breaking it down. We're not going to go scene by scene. We're just going to talk about our favorite moments of the movie. But man, speaking of this weekend and what happened, the NFL is back, man. I'm excited. It's just preseason, so it's nothing too exciting, but football season's back.
Yep, I'm ready. My wife is ready. We're ready to go.
Yeah.
See a lot of guys playing for jobs right now.
Yeah. Did you see, speaking of that, did you see the 70-yard field goal by the Jaguars kicker?
I did not.
He kicked a 70-yard field goal. And I don't even know what the record is now. 66, maybe 67. I can't remember. But he kicked it, and since it was preseason, it's not going in the record books.
Of course not.
So it was insane. Like, you should have seen how, like, looking at that field and how far away he was. Like, it doesn't seem like it's humanly possible to torque your leg that fast and hard to kick a ball 70 yards.
Well, I will say this: if you watch Happy Gilmore 2, you might get an answer to that.
So it's not bad. Like, I've heard very mixed reactions, and for the people who don't like it, say it's really bad.
If you like the first one, you will like the second one. It is. They do. It is a little more over the top on some things, but Happy Gilmore was kind of over the top, you know. Great performances. MJF was hilarious in it.
Oh, I forgot he was in it.
Becky Lynch was funny. I mean, there's so many people that make cameos, and just like, and then there's like people who have passed on, and you see like their son or daughter or whatever, and they do just a heck of a job with that. So if you like that kind of, you know, Happy Gilmore 1, you probably like Happy Gilmore 2.
Well, good. I may have to go back and watch that thing, because like I said, I have not yet.
When you watch it, think of that torque thing, and you'll see what I mean.
Yes, I agree. The ending felt a little over the top, but still very funny. Comment from Twitch. Appreciate you, Alyssa. Guys, if you guys are watching right now, currently you're watching either on Facebook or on YouTube, or as Alyssa is doing, we're on Twitch as well. Go look for JSE Studios. You can see the logo here at the top left-hand side of your screen. We're also live each and every week on Facebook at JSE Studios. Same thing on YouTube. But we've also got social media: Instagram, TikTok, X, and Twitch. You can go follow us. Just search Nostalgia Mania or JSE Studios. We are the Nostalgia Mania with the Zelda icon you can see at the top of the screen. I've kind of changed up the logo a little bit every once in a while, but I really like that where we came from aspect. Yeah. The video game, this is kind of what Nostalgia Mania started as, so we kind of transitioned into movies, but we're gonna keep that logo. I like that.
I like it too.
So
I think it's good.
We're also on podcast platforms, so if you guys love listening on the road, on the go, we're on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, basically anywhere you can get your podcast. We are dispersed out on those platforms as well. Bryan J, do you want to share where they can find you on social media?
You can find me on social media on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Bryan J _Bebe. And that's all I got.
There you go. There you go. Let's jump into this, man. Without a Paddle, released back in 2004 and August of 2004, and it's probably the most recent movie that we've done so far, right? We've kind of stuck around in the 80s and 90s. We're kind of, and the whole concept, if you go look at our pages, it says the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. We're kind of touching into that early 2000s now.
And getting up there.
Yeah, we're getting to a little bit more recent. What is that, 21 years old? So
yeah. So
I was getting ready to start my junior year of high school in 2004.
I'm not going to say. All I will say is that at this moment in time, I was an assistant manager at Blockbuster.
Talk about nostalgia.
And rented this with one of my 5 free rentals.
Love it. The background reminds me of Mega Man or Roku City. Yeah, it does look like the Roku City for sure. 100%. I don't even know where I got. I think that's on the Google machine. So,
yep.
Yeah. So 2004. Again, I'm in high school, about to start my junior year. Has a $19 million budget, and we have reviewed some bangers and some classic movies as far as how well they've done in the box office. This one's no different. This one made 73 million worldwide, 58 of that domestic, and just killed it.
Yeah, it was just one of those that everybody was going to the theater to see, and then once it did come out on video, we couldn't keep it on the shelves. Like, it's a good thing I got it a week early and I could watch it beforehand, because had I waited, it would have been like 3 months.
Yeah. Now, was this, I don't remember. So was this before or after Matthew Lillard did Scooby-Doo?
I believe it was before. Let me check.
It was right around that time, I think. So I think I was right close to the end of high school when he was doing Scooby-Doo. But,
this was after.
This was after. Okay.
By 2 years.
So he did Scooby-Doo in 2002, this in 2004. So,
but he also did Scream before that.
Yeah. Matthew Lillard is definitely one of my favorites. I know my sisters went to Comic-Con 2 years ago solely for the sole purpose of going to meet Matthew Lillard. And then they got pictures with some other actors as well, but Matthew Lillard was the number one that they wanted to go see. So he was very young in this, and so was Seth Green and Dax Shepard. Yeah, all three of them. I mean, it wasn't anywhere near their first films, obviously, but yeah, they were definitely in their younger ages in this one. So, so the director of this one, Stephen Brill. I don't know if you know, but he had a lot of connections with Adam Sandler movies. He directed Little Nicky, Mr. Deeds, Sandy Wexler. So there's 3 Adam Sandler movies right off the bat.
Yeah.
A couple that I didn't recognize, and then also Without a Paddle. So he has some pretty good titles under his belt. So appreciate Brody. Yeah, Brody's in the house.
Made it here on time tonight, but not Friday.
Not Friday.
I'm just giving him stuff.
Yes, Matthew was so nice. I wish I would have went that year. I think he came 2 years in a row. Anyway, he's doing a new movie now. I don't know what it's called, or maybe it's a TV show. But he had to shave, so he completely is barefaced, and he did it. He posted a video on TikTok and YouTube. And he looks it's weird because I'm so used to seeing him with a beard and a goatee, and he anyway. Let's run down this cast. So we've got Matthew Lillard, like we said. He's Jerry Conlon. Seth Green played Dan Mott, and Dax Shepard played Tom. How well did these 3 work together as a unit for this movie?
I think their chemistry was great, especially Matthew Lillard and Dax Shepard, and to throw in the bumbling fool of it was just great.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I could not stop laughing. Throughout every single scene had some sort of hysterical moment, and it wasn't over the top like some movies try to do, where they try to force the humor. This one was funny the entire time, and it was a natural funny. They did a really good job. The storytelling was phenomenal. I loved it.
It really was. Yeah, it was really good.
One person I forgot was in this movie was old Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds, yeah.
Yeah.
And his little, the way they played off the D.B. Cooper's friend, he kind of, that whole scene, I haven't seen this old movie, but I know that he'd been asked in interviews. A lot of that came from Deliverance.
Yeah.
When they were lost in the woods. So it was kind of a little throwback to that.
Yep.
No, his character was great.
Yeah, I think it was a great addition. Like I said, when he popped in, I was like, oh, shit, I totally forgot about Burt Reynolds in this movie. There's a lot of scenes I forgot about.
The shootout scene was hilarious. You guys go around back. I live for this.
Yep. Then I wish I would have brought put a screenshot up, but Ethan Suplee played Elwood, and man, have you seen Ethan Suplee today?
Yes, I have, and he is ripped.
Ripped. He was so big he wasn't huge in this movie, but like if you go back to like when he played in Remember the Titans or My Name is Earl, like he was a big boy.
Or even like Mallrats.
Yeah, Mallrats. And then he even had, like I said, he lost all the weight. Then he had I think he's had 2 surgeries to kind of remove the excess skin, and like he's buff. Like he is in tremendous shape.
He is very toned.
He is. And you can still tell it's Ethan Suplee, right? His face still looks pretty much the same as what he is, but
and you know the actor that played his brother reminded me of someone, and it was like, you know what? He's one of those like character actors that he's been in a lot of stuff, and they do look a little similar, and I think that part of that was the facial hair, but it's like, yeah, I know that guy.
Abraham Ben Ruby was his name. He played Dennis, which is and they were brothers in the movie, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, they were brothers. And then again, another scene that I had forgotten about. We'll get into it, but was Flower and Butterfly.
Yes.
Like when he's looking through the binoculars, and I'm like, and I saw it, I was like, I completely forgot about this scene. But you had Rachel Blanchard, who played in this one as well, and she's a very well-known actress. So a lot of good talent on this, man. Like,
it was very good.
Yeah. So let's jump to it, man. Let's see. I do have a stat here. I don't know if how much you looked into this, but the movie was filmed primarily in New Zealand.
I did not know that.
On the North Island, and it was not none of it obviously was filmed on the Columbia River, which is where the story is set.
Right.
So yeah, I thought that was interesting. Like it primarily in New Zealand was the entire film. So
yeah, that's I would have never known.
This movie has some iconic quotes. And do you have any favorites that you can think of off the top of your head?
Right off the top of my head, no.
So I have no, it's fine. I've got a couple, and then I'll kind of pitch it back over to you. My favorite one of the entire movie, I think, is when they are out in the dark. It is raining, and they have to huddle up to conserve body heat.
Yes,
and they're in their underwear, nonetheless. So they're kind of close together, and Matthew Lillard's character starts talking to Seth Green and describing Butterfly and Flower, how they are probably out dancing in the rain,
naked,
soaking wet, butt naked. And of course, Seth Green is behind Dax. And then all you see is Dax's eyes open wide and jump up. And that's when the iconic scene was, or the quote that came into it was that Matthew said, "That's fine. Come on. I'm just kidding. Come back. I'm freezing." And he says, "Not until he puts Jabba back in the hut."
That was great. There are a couple that did come to me, like when they were first talking. I don't know if it was at the funeral or a little after, and Dan, who is Seth Green, said, "Billy's dead, and he still has a better chance of getting laid than I do." And then when they found Burt Reynolds' character, and he was in the shack, and he gave him the clothes, and he's like, "You boys better get dressed faster, because I've been up here for almost 30 years now." Like, there's just so many quotes like that you just don't think about, and that register. Just hilarious.
It's funny. And you know, one that wasn't so funny. And it kind of was a very good quote that you could think of now and use and implement in your life was, it was Dell. It was shortly after that or before the comment. He just says, piece of advice, you can lose your money, but if you waste your time, you're never going to get it back.
Yep.
So that was a pretty cool quote. I wrote that one down. So, but like I said, man, this is fun. And I want to kind of go briefly and just kind of go not scene by scene, but I wanted to kind of talk about the impactful scenes that I kind of jotted down, and interject. And I'll kind of stop on each one as well. That way you can kind of say your piece as well. But you brought up Billy's funeral. That was kind of toward the beginning of the movie. It kind of set up, the tone for Tom's character when everyone's standing around quietly watching at the funeral, and he comes revving up with the motorcycle. Hey, is this the funeral?
And just parks right there, like in the middle of the cemetery. And just gets off his bike, and
man,
it kind of shows you right there what kind of movie it's going to be,
Yeah, it's great, man. And then, like he said, hits him with that quote. Seth Green's character said he's got a better chance of getting laid.
Yeah.
But they go, they kind of meet up, and they go up to the old treehouse.
Yeah,
and they have. They put something in a time capsule, right? Or they call it a time capsule. It's a box that they got a lock on, and they all put something valuable in. You got C-3PO is one of the characters in it. You've got a condom. Obviously, that's Tom's.
Yeah.
And then you've got a Brian Bosworth card. Do you know how? Do you know what Brian Bosworth or how well he did in the NFL? Did you happen to check on that one?
I didn't check on it, but I do remember watching him.
Yeah, we know who Brian Bosworth is. But he only played 3 years in the NFL.
Yeah. Then I believe he lost an eye, if I'm not mistaken. Is that someone else?
I didn't remember seeing that, but he might have. I was just looking to see how many years he played, and he played 3 years for the Seahawks. So he was a college football Hall of Famer, though. So I mean, this was after the movie. He was inducted in 2015, but he had a great college career, and he's actually acting now. He's not a lot, but he did the Longest Yard.
Yeah,
with Adam Sandler, and so he was one of the guards, I think, in that movie.
Yeah, that didn't even register.
Oh, really? Yeah, but he hadn't made a movie since 2019, so. So let's talk about kind of the start of, the journey. They get the boat, they're heading down the river, and they run in
little podunk town.
That's right. Yeah, they get the sheriff, man.
Yeah, they're all making fun of the town, and then all up strolls the sheriff, and he's like, "What are you talking about?"
I love Tom's interaction with the sheriff.
Yeah.
It's his smart ass comments right back to him was phenomenal. Set up for the ending.
Yes.
But it was great. I was going to talk about the on the river as they're kind of walking, and they I'm trying to remember the sequence of events. Did the bear happen after the waterfall or before the waterfall? I want to say it was before.
Wait.
Yeah, because the bear, and then they ended up pushing off away from the Ethan Suplee's characters. So let's talk about the bear, man. The bear. It reminded me of weirdly enough, because all these movies tie in somehow. I feel like Without a Paddle, the Goonies. Then you've got Without a Paddle, bear scene with the scene that we talked about in Problem Child, there's a small bear scene in that movie as well. Another great quote is Tom telling Seth Green's character to get in the fetal position.
Yeah, get in the fetal position.
He won't hurt you if you're in the fetal position. Abort! It's not working. And then the bear brought him a dead carcass. And he goes, "No, eat it. And he's pretending to eat it. He's like, no, you actually have to eat it.
Oh, so many funny moments in that.
Good stuff. But they get away from the bear finally, and the bear ends up, I guess, eating the phone, the satellite phone. The only way to get to make a phone call, right? So that comes up multiple times. But they see Ethan. They see Dennis out in the wild fishing, and Elwood. Sorry, I was drawing by the name.
Yep.
Dennis and Elwood. And they see them out there, so they said, you know what, we're going to avoid them, and we're going to push off at a different spot. And that's what gets them into the huge rapids and falling off the waterfall, in which Tom, of course, being Tom, finds the ice-cold beer floating in the river. And oh, you know what, I'm going to
But really quick, the reason why Elwood and them are chasing them is because they had found their farm and everything burned down.
That was hysterical because as they're running through the farm, you also get some dogs that took effect of the burning of the field as well.
And if you don't know what we're talking about, we'll just say that it's a substance that is now legal in 45 states, but not in Kansas.
Not in Kansas. Missouri, it's all right.
Saying. Yeah. So the dogs are laying and looking up at the stars, and two brothers come up. What are they staring at? And just like look up.
You stupid stoner dogs.
And so that's the reason why they're chasing them, because of this. And at first you think that because they've lost a lot of money, and come to find out it wasn't quite theirs.
Let's talk a little bit about Dennis and Elwood. Like, we meet them on the river, right? And they're doing some weird fishing, but when they get back to the campsite where our crew runs into, them, they are taking fish and cutting the heads off of them, and then they're feeding the heads to the dogs. Yep. Very strange situation, right? How well do you think they played as like the protagonists of this movie?
I thought they did a great job. I mean, playing up the mean guys and like tracking them the whole way. And Ethan Suplee would get down and just like smell the ground, sniff like little sticks that were broken, and like even tasted one. That's cinnamon. Like, oh. So yeah, I think they did a great job.
I do too. I like the chemistry between the two. The comedy, the kind of the doofuses that they were. Yeah. It kind of reminded me. You're a fan of Power Rangers. They reminded me of Bulk and Skull.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Very, very Bulk and Scully in kind of the bad guys, but they're not the smartest bad guys. Let's just put it that way.
Right.
So, and I did love. Now, is it Suplee or Suplee? Am I saying it wrong?
I think it's Suplee.
Okay, I've been saying it wrong. My bad. Ethan Suplee.
That's what I've always called him.
Okay, you're probably right. I normally tend to mispronounce. So
I've never really looked into it. So
yep. Maybe we should ask him one of these days.
Good. Why don't you call him up right now, Josh, and just
let's interview him
on the phone and let's see.
Yeah. But no, I did like the fact. You said he tasted it and said, "Oh, it tastes like cinnamon." I like the funny part. The same scene right after the cuddling or the conserving body heat scene. He lays right down, and they say they were laying right here. Hey, lay down with me.
Just like this.
Just like
and
this.
Then there was a scuffle.
He goes, I don't need to know what they did. I just need to know which way they went.
That was great.
That's good stuff. But so we get to the point of finding the was it the tree flower? I can't remember what the name of the tree was, but we find Flower and Butterfly in the tree, which was a crazy like sidetrack from what we've been dealing with the whole movie. We see these two beautiful women in the tree, where one ends up becoming very into Dan.
Yeah.
And so much so that he calls her his what do you call her? His hairy woman of my dreams.
Yeah, hairy woman of my dreams. Yeah.
Because her leg is completely natural, is what she calls it.
And they have what all of them have what they all said were monkey feet.
Yes. Yes, they're grabbing things with their feet, and they find out that they have a radio, and they try to radio for help. Which I noticed some goofs on the last movie. This one caught my eye only because the voice of Dennis was not the voice that was coming out of the.
No, I noticed that too. Yep.
So.
But hey, you never know with those radios. Maybe it sounded different, but yeah, no, that was not his voice.
So that, unfortunately, Dennis and Elwood are now back on the trail, and they show up to the tree. And what are they met with is Dan and Butterfly and Flower, and ended up being Jerry as well. All start throwing paper bags down. What were the paper bags filled of?
Bags of poo.
Bags of poop.
And that scene was hilarious because one of them, and I don't know, it wasn't poo when they were making it, but one of them hit Ethan Suplee like right here on the mouth, and it was towards the beginning, and then I kept seeing him throw him, and then one hit him like flat in the face, and I was like, man, whatever it is, it still has to be unpleasant.
Imagine that being like for real though. Like imagine being hit in the face with a bag full of crap.
I think after the first one or two, I would have ran.
Yeah, like I'm done. Like I'm.
Nothing could be worth that.
No. It was funny though how Dan asked, "Hey, do you have a little trees room?" And she's like, "Yeah, it's on the upper level." Like, yeah. Like why would you go? Why would you go up to go to use the bathroom?
Well, now we know why.
Now we know why. Yeah. So, so Tom climbs down to makes enough distractions to help the other two, Jerry and Dan, get down, and they're off the race. They steal the 4-wheeler, and this was just before. And then, at this point they have no clothes because they're just in their underwear, and that's where they get to the conserving body heat scene, and we are met with Del Knox, Burt Reynolds, who comes in and helps them.
Well, at first you don't know that he's going to help.
Yeah, at first you don't know. Yeah, he's
got him at gunpoint, making him march up to his cabin.
Yep.
What do you think about the clothes that he gave him?
Yeah. Let me. Is this the?
Yes.
Yeah. This is the clothes. Yep. So yes, I did. It was pretty funny. What does Jerry's shirt say? Good times.
Yeah, it's a good times shirt. And then Dan's wearing the cowboy outfit.
Yep. Yeah, I thought it was funny. I mean, it was nice to they got clothed finally, and they're able to finish the movie not in underwear. But but B, then you find out that because at first, if you first watch this movie, you're thinking, hey, this is DB Cooper. Like he survived, and he's now, you find out, living DB Cooper, but you find out that it was just his best friend who was out with him, and he's just stayed up there in the mountains because
he didn't know where Dan went.
Yeah.
Or DB went.
Yep. And he was kind of looking for him as well. So the shootout happens at the cabin, and he goes, "You go left, I'll go right," or vice versa. And he walks out, starts shooting at Dennis and Elwood, and
blow up their 4-wheeler too.
Blow up their 4-wheeler, their only other ride. And as they're running away in a full sprint, which doesn't seem like it's that far away from where Del has been staying this entire time for 30 years, couldn't find this little hole in the ground, but they fall into a pit.
Well, Dan falls into the pit.
That's right. Dan falls into the pit. Yep. And
Yeah.
Go ahead. Continue.
Oh, I was just gonna say Dan falls into the pit, and then and the brothers show up.
Yes. Yes. So
And
I'm
so
trying. I thought they all fell.
maybe
into the pit.
maybe they all fell in, but yes, they all fell in, but they found a way out. They saw some
Yeah,
light.
they had
and
to. Yeah, they had to send
and
Dan into a small opening.
Dan was
And
the only one that could get out.
yeah, that's what it was. And DB was in the hole, so they found the money, which was burnt, right? And then they found the hole. Dan crawled out. They had to encourage him by singing, which is then how the Elwood and Dennis found him because they just followed the sound. And they were just about ready to shoot Jerry and Tom when Dan popped out and hit them both with a giant tree branch or whatnot, and they had a scuffle down in the hole.
Knocked him back in the hole, and they had a grenade that Dan finds, and he's going to throw it down there, and everybody's like, no.
That was a funny scene.
You can tell I didn't take any notes in this.
No, you're good.
That ordering, but so then they end up fighting, and eventually they all get out.
They all get out, yeah, and it was because the sheriff shows up and shoots the gun and tells them, boys, the fight's over. And what we think is getting ready to be the sheriff's going to help. He doesn't. Now they're going to kill him, right? They're going to knock him off the mountain. And
because come to find out, it was the sheriff's farm.
It was the sheriff's farm. They work for him. It's not the other way around. So he's not getting a piece of it. He owns it. So Jerry throws the grenade. It knocks over a tree, knocking both or all three of the protagonists, the sheriff and Elwood and Dennis. And that pretty much sums up the craziness that was Without a Paddle. They travel across this river. Go ahead, Brian.
I was going to say, in the end, Dan does end up with his hairy tree woman.
He does. And Del Knox comes back at the end and gives them some or all of the money, which would have been Del's share. He didn't burn all of it. He just burned his DB just burned his share. So they have money now, which they decide to give all to Tom because Tom is, down on his luck. So, what a crazy movie, man. Like this, from start to finish, like I said, I know we skipped over a lot of because we don't like to go exactly scene by scene, but I know we skipped over some of the funny scenes, some of the different areas that were hilarious to me. But from start to finish, this movie, without a doubt, is
2 thumbs up.
100%. 100%.
If I had monkey feet, it'd be 4 thumbs up.
That's a good one. I like that. I do want to another funny quote, I guess you can say, and it's one of the last lines of the movie, and it's when Tom is now talking to a group of children and he's exaggerating what happened and said, I threw a grenade, I jumped on it, I got blown up 1,000 feet in the air, and my ribs were blown to shit, and anyway, and the very last thing was the was the kid saying, like that's all cool and all, but what's a downstairs?
Yeah. He said he messed up his downstairs and all.
Yeah, and
that was funny.
And throughout the entire movie, you hear Dan refer to, you can see they're downstairs, the entire movie. And then it was just a great cap on the entire movie. And that's, like I said, I loved it, man. It was a great movie.
Very fun.
Top 10 comedies for me, I think. I mean, I'm sure if I sat and thought about it, I could probably name 10 that I like more. But in this moment right now, I loved it, man.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
It was fun.
Very good call.
So we're going to introduce a new segment on the show, and we're going to start doing it every single week with every movie that we do. It's going to be fun doing them with 2000 movies. It's also going to be super fun when we go back and start doing 80s movies. But we are introducing a segment called Retro Recast. And what the concept of this is going to be is after we get done talking about the movie that we chose for the week, each one of us are going to recast the movie with characters or actors or actresses that if we were filming the movie today, right? We're going to pretend that the original never happened and we're going to cast it today. So we're not always going to have
just the main characters, though.
Yeah, just the main characters. We're not going to go too deep into it. And we're not always going to have graphics. We do this week, but because the cover might not have the main characters on it. This one happened too, so we're going to go ahead and use it. But we may just do a couple next week. But Brody Hall likes it. Brody, while we're doing this, think of three actors that you would recast in today if you're making the movie today. Jerry, Tom, and Dan. Just start thinking about it, and then we'll talk about it. And if you want to put it in the chat, we'll bring it up. So, do you want to go first, or want me to go first?
You go first.
All right. So, here's my recast of Without a Paddle if I was making it today. So I tried to think, and I'll explain my thought process first. I tried to keep it around the same age. Not necessarily exactly. So if you remember, they talked about being 30 years old in the movie or in their 30s. So I tried to keep the actors in their 30s or early 40s. And I tried to keep their demeanor somewhat close to the characters. So without further ado, my retro recast of Without a Paddle is, here's the new cover. I am going to I'm going to scroll up real quick so I get the characters' names correctly. So as Dan Mott, which was Seth Green's character, I am going to cast Michael Cera, is the new Dan Mott. Jerry Conlon, which was Matthew Lillard, is going to be played by Ben Schwartz. And then Dax Shepard's character, Tom Marshall, is getting played by Jake Johnson. I think this set of three would be a phenomenal today's version of Without a Paddle. Michael Cera is knocked out of the park. And perfect. I'm going to give all the credit to this to my sisters, because I sent this to them in our we have a siblings chat, right? And I had originally I can't remember the actor's name off the top of my head because Michael Cera is so good. But they mentioned Michael Cera, and I said,
perfect.
That's it. Like, I'm taking my guy out, and I'm putting Michael Cera in because he would be the perfect Dan Mott and get picked on and the entire movie. I love Ben Schwartz. If you ever seen him in Parks and Rec, he's phenomenal, super funny. And then Jake Johnson obviously is a very funny actor as well. So there it is. Retro recast, Nostalgia Mania.
No copping out, Brody. You can use old actors.
Yeah, anything you want to do.
Just a recast.
Yeah. I said the only reason that was my version. Like, if Bryan wanted to do it and do all old actors, it's his version. Mine was just I kept it around the age. Next week I might change it up and say, you know what, I'm gonna flip it. So, and you're gonna see something flipped here in a minute because Bryan J is gonna describe his.
Before you pop mine up there, let me explain that I picked each one of these because number one, I love them and they're awesome. And they fit the roles, in my opinion, like perfectly. So you can go ahead and pop that up. So I went with an all-female cast, using Anna Kendrick as Jerry, just because I think she's kind of like one of those that she's with it, and she's not quite as harsh as Tom is, but she's still very funny. I picked Aquafina just because I think in everything I've seen her in, she's been hilarious. Even if she does a lot of like cartoon character work as well and voice work, and she's just funny, and I can just picture her in the Dan character, and then Rebel Wilson as Tom. Now I told Josh earlier I was going to put Rebel Wilson as Dan, but after seeing her in other movies, just that she has that demeanor of like kind of like badass, but like looking to get some, so she kind of fits that Tom role pretty well. I think when I figured this out about probably a quarter of the way through the movie when I was watching it with my wife, and I was like, you know what? This is awesome. And then I started watching the movie and I was seeing these characters. Like, that would be my recast, and I think it'd be hilarious.
I love it, man. I absolutely love, like, when you told me this, I was like, dude, this is something I didn't even, I had maybe hinted toward it, but I was like, I stayed with the male cast, but I love the fact that you went female, and we've talked off air, like, how much I love Awkwafina. Like, she is absolutely phenomenal and hilarious in everything I've seen her in, and she would play a perfect Dan or Danielle, maybe if that's what they want to name her in the movie, but she'd play the perfect Seth Green character. And then obviously you got Rebel Wilson and Anna Kendrick. They would be a good play because they've been in multiple movies together, in the past. So they would be good together as well. So there you have it, man. The retro recast. So we'll start doing that every week and playing who we think will be like the main characters, the main 2, 3, 4, however many main characters there are. We might be able to do an extra, here or there. We'll see. Sure. But next week we're doing Teen Wolf, which is a 8-19, and we're talking the movie Teen Wolf, not the TV show, because I think it's a TV show out now. Are you there, Brian? Uh-oh. Am I frozen or is Brian frozen? I hope it's not me. Anyway, let me do this. All right. Thanks for clarifying. Brian's like feed did really, really well this go round. Usually we have to switch it over to his phone, but it just jacked up here at the very, very end. Anyway, we're doing Teen Wolf. Oh, he's out. Let me back because I don't like being full screen. I don't like that. There we go. We are doing Teen Wolf, the movie, and let's play a little preview of that real quick.
Let your memories fly. Toys R Us tears in a surge so to hide.
Hey, Brian's back. Maybe?
Yep. Sorry about that.
Oh, you're good.
My some reason my computer decided to do an update.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good. We're just talking about Teen Wolf is next week's pick, which is your pick, actually. This is your movie.
I think this is the one we picked together.
Oh, you're right. Because when you said Teen Wolf, I said abso-freaking-lutely. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's going to be a lot of fun. Before we close out here, now this is going to be a little weird because we do the nostalgia score on this show, and since this movie was released in 2004, neither one of us were children at the time, but nonetheless. I am going to put this probably in the 3 category, medium nostalgia, only because it has been a very, very long time since I've seen it. So I'm going to go number 3, medium nostalgia, some memories of it, not overwhelming, but rewatching it now, I'm thinking like top notch. What about you?
Yep, I agree with you. I'm going to go the same. I'm going to do a 3 on this one because it's not one that I've watched over and over. I've seen it, I think, now 3 or 4 times. But when you said we were going to do this one, my first thought was of Seth Green and his tree woman at the end of the movie. So I mean, when you said it, I immediately thought of something from the movie. So I have to go 3, on the verge of 4, but 3 right now.
Yeah. Yeah. There are before watching this movie, I could think of multiple scenes and funny parts of it. But as I was watching it, I was pleasantly surprised with how much I had forgotten about and how funny. And I say that weird. It's not pleasantly surprised, but I just forgotten how funny and how great it was. But to your point, it's a classic. So
very good.
Let's take a look here. Dave Chappelle, Chris Tucker, and Kevin Hart. That's my recap. Nice. There you go. Brody Hall.
Nice.
I like it. Kevin Hart being the Dan. The one
he would have to be Dan.
Being picked on the whole time. Yeah.
He'd have to be Dan.
I love it. Love it. Great recast. All right. So that about does it. We are close to the end of, I know it's only the 12th. I say that. We've got 2 more episodes of August. We're doing Teen Wolf next week. We're doing SummerSlam 1992 to close out August. And then we're into September, man. Like, summer's almost over. My kids start school next week. How crazy is this, man? Summer flew by.
Yeah, crazy. What's even crazier is some schools out here started Monday.
Yeah, my niece started Monday.
That's crazy.
And I asked my sister-in-law, I was like, do they have like more days off? Because they get off the same time we do. And well, hers does, I feel like. Like her because she was saying like her Thanksgiving break and Christmas break are longer than ours.
Oh.
At least the elementary school. Well, she's a middle schooler now, so maybe it's different.
Really?
Elementary was significantly longer.
Wow.
But
what's crazy is before high school, we never went back to school before Labor Day, and then right after Memorial Day, our school ended. So to see him go back in the middle of August is just like, it breaks my heart, and I don't even have kids in school right now.
Yeah. And Brody, you could probably attest to this as well. Like, growing up in elementary school, it was always after Labor Day. It was always September. For at least me. Yep. I lived in Grandview, so Brody didn't live in Grandview, but it wasn't until at the end toward like high school and middle school, we were starting like the last week of August.
Yeah. Like
August 20th, 25th, something like that. But elementary was always September.
Yep.
But also, like, I know we're getting off topic a little bit at the end here, but I feel like we went into June more as well. Like, I don't think we got off at May. I think it was always, especially in elementary school, we would go till June. Like we would get June to all of June, all of August, all of July off. And then nonetheless.
It's crazy nowadays.
It is. Anyway, appreciate everybody for tuning in. This has been episode 44 of Nostalgia Mania. Next week, we'll be back covering Teen Wolf, August 19th. Same time, same place, YouTube, Facebook, at JSU Studios. Appreciate Alyssa in the house, Brody commenting. I know we had upwards of double digits in the viewing, but only a couple people commenting. If you guys watch live, make sure you comment. You guys will be interacting with the show. We'll show your comment on the screen. Appreciate everybody for tuning in and listening and watching on all the platforms. With that being said, we'll see you guys next week. I am the real Josh Elliott. This is my co-host, Bryan J. Bebe. And as always, let's get nostalgic.
Rewind the time, crank up the glow. Back when Blockbuster ruled the show. From slap bracelets to Saturday tunes, cartoons hit different.